New information on Libya, where fierce fighting is breaking out and members of Congress are at odds over our role in the conflict. Some on the Hill angry at the White House's refusal to seek congressional authorization for military intervention. Doug McElway live at the White House for us now with that controversy. Doug?
John, the Libyan war is costing anywhere between $7 to $10 million a day, depending on who you talk to and depending on how you do the math. It is a conflict that the White House initially said would last days, not weeks. Now in its 13th week, the debate is coming to a head over the issue of the War Powers Act. That act specifically requires the president to take certain actions if he does not seek congressional authorization for a declaration of war. Specifically, those requirements are there must be an attack on the United States. The president must notify Congress of that within 48 hours. The president has 90 days to prosecute the conflict. Well, this Sunday marks that 90-day mark. And the White House has said that the conflict does not arise to the level of war, and it also disputes what critics say is the cost of the war. The White House indicating that the costs were basically pre-budgeted through various training costs. But the chorus of complaints, the chorus of doubt, even among those people who are supporters of the conflict, is now growing louder. Listen to Senator Durbin and also Senator McCain.
Let me make it clear, I think the president is right in what he's doing, but I think we have a responsibility that goes beyond Mr. Barr's conclusion, a responsibility to decide that this offensive use of military force, even for good purpose, good humanitarian purpose, is one that requires the authorization of the American people through their members of Congress.
There's massive and growing opposition to continuing the U.S. involvement in Libya. There's already been one piece of legislation passed that binds the president's authority as commander-in-chief. And there could likely be a vote soon to cut off funding for the entire operation.
McCain there is referring to the movement in the House now to defund the Libyan war effort. That probably stands a slim chance of passage. It would, of course, have to pass in the democratically controlled Senate and then be signed by the president. It's very, very unlikely that the president would sign a document to defund the war that he started. One more thing. Back in the Senate, Senator Durbin is now proposing a resolution that would allow the use of force but bar ground troops and would comply with the War Powers Act. So we'll see where that goes. John?
Always interesting to see how things change when one party occupies the White House versus the previous party. Doug
So
McElway.
true, John.
Yeah.